That old, faded rock concert t-shirt stuffed in the back of your drawer? The one with the cracked graphics that you haven't worn in 20 years? Before you even think about turning it into a cleaning rag, you need to hear this. What if I told you that one single t-shirt could be worth $500, $1,000, or in some cases, much, much more? But for collectors, a vintage tee is a wearable piece of art, a tangible connection to a specific moment in pop culture history. And right now, the demand for authentic vintage t-shirts from the 70s, 80s, and 90s has never been higher. Is it a promo for a classic movie like Star Wars or Pulp Fiction? Is it an early shirt from a tech company like Apple? The cultural significance of the graphic is everything. Today on Treasure Hunters, we're unfolding the incredible and highly lucrative market for vintage t-shirts. Big stains, rips in the graphic, or dry rot where the cotton fibers become brittle and tear easily will decrease the value. Brands like Screen Stars, Hanes, and Fruit of the Loom used specific logos in different eras. The fabric itself is another sign. Vintage shirts are often paper-thin and incredibly soft from years of washing. An original Nirvana shirt, especially from their early Bleach or In Utero tours, is a grail. Authentic memorial shirts for artists like Tupac or the Notorious B.I.G. are also extremely valuable. Welcome back to Treasure Hunters. For most of us, t-shirts are disposable fashion. Was it a crew-only shirt given to people who worked on a movie set? Was it a prize from a radio station? If you see a single line of stitching, it's a single-stitch tee. A Screen Star's 50/50ths tag, for example, is a classic sign of an 80s tee. It cracks and fades in a natural way. Many modern fakes use heavy, thick prints that feel like plastic on top of the shirt. Check the country of origin. Most vintage tees were made in the USA. This will show you what the real world market value is for that specific shirt. This is a huge indicator that the shirt was made before the mid-1990s. The harder it is to find, the more a collector is willing to pay. So, what separates a worthless old shirt from a valuable collectible? First is the subject. What is on the shirt? Is it an iconic band like Led Zeppelin, Nirvana, or the Grateful Dead? And tell us in the comments about the oldest or coolest t-shirt you still own. Second, and this is how you spot the real deal, is authenticity and age. The tag is your first clue. Third is rarity. Was the shirt sold only on a specific concert tour? And finally, condition. While some natural fading and wear is desirable because it shows authenticity, you still have to check for major flaws. Every shirt tells a story, and one of those stories might just be worth a surprising amount of money. Now, let's look at some of the holy grail shirts that command top dollar. 1970s rock and punk tees, an original Led Zeppelin shirt from their 1979 Nebworth concert, or an authentic Ramones or Sex Pistols shirt from their first tours are incredibly rare and can sell for thousands. 1990s grunge and rap tees, this is one of the hottest markets. Original Disney Park shirts, a t-shirt from the grand opening of Walt Disney World in 1971, or early Epcot shirts from the 80s with specific graphics are highly sought after by Disneyana collectors. Artist-designed shirts, any wearable art from the 1980s featuring the work of iconic artists like Keith Haring or Jean-Michel Basquiat is considered a true masterpiece. So how can you tell if that old shirt is a genuine vintage treasure? First, check the stitching. Look at the hem of the sleeves and the bottom of the shirt. Next, examine the tag. Research the brand on the tag. Then, feel the graphic. A vintage screen print often feels very thin, almost like it's part of the fabric. The best way to find the value is to check sold prices online. Go to eBay or Grailed. Search for the band, movie, or artist, and filter by sold items. So, before you clean out your closet, go through that box of old t-shirts carefully. If this video made you want to dig through your own collection, hit that like button, subscribe to Treasure Hunters,